Terrorist versus terrorist. Just one day before the anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, Al-Qaeda is now declaring war on ISIS. In a newly released audio message, Al-Qaeda's leader, Al-Zawahiri, takes aim directly at ISIS leader al-Baghdadi, calling Baghdadi's Islamic State illegitimate. But Zawahiri says he may ultimately team up with ISIS against the West. Rob O'Neill is here. He is a Navy SEAL who killed bin Laden, Al-Qaeda's former leader and the mastermind of 9/11 attacks. Nice to see you, Rob. And I know you're part of a group of people, and you're a humble man, but since you're the only one here, I want to thank you on the eve of 9/11. I think all of us are so glad he's dead and that you got him.
Thanks for having me and everyone that's involved, from the guys going through the door first to the men and women who found Osama bin Laden and pretty much every terrorist that we've taken down. Everyone's very humble, but we all agree that it's a great thing that we did on every front.
100%. Anyway, so let's talk about what's going on. Okay. Al-Qaeda declaring war on ISIS. What do you make of that?
Well, there's been sort of a rift there, which is odd because these are both the same forms of Salafi Sunni Islam that generates out of Saudi Arabia. When Osama bin Laden was the emir of Al-Qaeda, a guy by the name of Abu Musab al-Zarqawi took a group, and he called it Al-Qaeda in Iraq, which now is ISIS. And that's the way they were kind of running. Once Osama bin Laden was killed, Ayman al-Zawahiri took over as the emir, and he, just being an Egyptian, for some reason spun him wrong, so they formed ISIL, the Islamic State in the Levant. And Zawahiri kind of had a riff with Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, who is now the proclaimed or elected Caliph, who is in charge of the Islamic State. Zawahiri didn't like it. A couple of years ago, he told them to maintain just in Iraq. They moved to Syria. They pushed the al-Nusra Front out of a place called al-Raqqa. That's now the capital of the Caliphate. 80% of them went to ISIS, and the other 20% were kicked out. And now we've got two rival factions sort of with the same goal, but they're just now saying that they want to fight ISIS because they're looking for publicity, because ultimately they want funding from places like Saudi Arabia.
It's unbelievable. What
a lot of stuff going on there.
How about the Al-Qaeda hit list of some entrepreneurs, famous Americans?
They're doing that because they want to try to just scare people into worrying about investments, worrying about Wall Street, worrying about things like that. They're not. I can't remember the last time. Even in a good example of domestic terrorism is, when's the last time there was a bomb threat and then a bomb went off? It doesn't happen that way. A bomb goes off. You don't tell them about it. They're just trying to incite stuff. Look at they did with the shoe bomber. I believe it was Richard Reed. He had the shoe, but the bombs didn't work. But now everything's slowed down because everybody takes their shoes off. That's stuff like that. I don't buy into it.
All right. Well, it's the eve of 9/11, and we actually have a live picture of Shanksville, Pennsylvania, that put it up. There's a candlelight vigil tonight for Flight 93. Look at that. I bet all those people are thinking about your team. I mean, look at that, all those people.
That's incredible. That's an incredible place, because that's where the first actual battle in the war on terror took place with those passengers on Flight 93, as they took the plane down as it came here to Washington to hit either the Capitol or the White House. So that's the first warriors right there.
It's just incredible. Anyway, Rob, again, thank you, and thank you, your team. Thank you for joining us.
Greta, thanks again.